Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm doing okay, of course, obviously, right? Cut. Should I start? Okay, so guys, on today's episode, we are going to talk about the things I have learned so far in my 20s. You know how life goes, right? It's always ups and downs. Like, how much can someone take? But I'm just going to take you through what life has taught me so far. First thing first. First thing I have learned so far is that money disappears so fast. Hmm. I think when people get in their 20s now, somewhere in between, we are adults, right? We are the new adults. Suddenly we have responsibilities. Remember, like it was like last week, right? When we were starting high school, and now guess what? We are now our mother's counselors. They tell us things and we hide things from them. So when you are an adult, money disappears so fast. Now I understand how I used to ask my mom, please, I need money, and she'll be like, I don't have money. So all of a sudden I understand now where she was coming from. Like, because sometimes also my friends reached out to me and be like, Nasi, can I have 20? Can I be like, who has 20K in this economy? Huh? So guys, money, we have this saying in Kinyarwanda that goes like intore ishakira inzira. Money these days, it's like intore. It will definitely find its way out. Whether you stay in house, whether you go out, or whether you do something or you don't, money will always find its way to disappear. And I have learned that, and I have learned it the hard way. But who cares? Life goes on, right? Guys, the second thing I have learned so far is that life rarely goes according to the plans you have made, according to the things you have, told yourself and everything. But I think that's okay because sometimes the plans we make for ourselves, I don't know how I can say it, but they don't turn out to be the best plans for us. Sometimes you just have to let life flow with the flow. Whatever comes, comes. Wherever goes, it goes. I don't see why. Okay, I'm not telling you guys to not make plans for your life, okay? What I'm trying to say is if it doesn't happen the way you expected it, let it be, okay? Maybe trust the process. That's what we have been saying these days, right? That we hope the process knows that we are trusting it. So trust the process. Let it be. I understand you want to achieve something in, let's say, in 6 months, and that by the end of 6 months you haven't achieved anything. It's life. I think what matters is that we are still alive, right? We can always make new plans. We can always achieve new things, and I have learned that so far because I remember when I came back to Rwanda from Morocco. Oh my God, I had a long list of plans, a long list of things I want to do. But what have I done so far? Really, what have I done? But what I'm glad about is that it actually didn't happen the way I planned it. Because if it had happened that way, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And trust me, I am in the best place. So that's why I'm telling you, life will not always go according to the plans you have made, and that's okay. Learn to live with it because you never know. You might be planning for one, but maybe life is planning to give you a 10. So if you don't get one, that's okay. You might get 10 tomorrow. So, but guys, please don't just be there with no plans in your life. We all need a purpose. But to get to the purpose, you just have to be flexible and you have to be adaptive. I think that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not saying these things because I have learned them. Now I'm where I really want to be exactly. I'm still in the learning process. Yeah, if you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So number 3 on the list of things I have learned so far in my 20s. You will outgrow people, places, and even versions of yourself. If you're in your 20s, maybe that hasn't happened to you yet, but I think it will because it have happened to me. But because it have happened to me, it doesn't mean that it will also happen to you. I'm just sharing, just in case you may find that someone maybe is going through the same thing or whatever. So I have outgrew some people, some places, even versions of myself. But let me focus on the versions of myself. Guys, if you know me, if you have been like following me since some few years back, you know me, I love dancing, right? My whole life have always been about dancing. I'll dance anywhere. But how many videos of me dancing have you seen recently? Really? Like, I even go and scroll on TikToks. I'll be seeing people dancing. Sometimes I used to go on TikTok just to save the challenges that I'll do later and everything. But now, hmm, I don't even remember the last time I danced. I think the last, 1 month ago, I think I made a video. I was dancing to this song. I was doing it with no energy. And then someone commented under the video, like, you have gotten so rich, you have forgotten how to dance. I was like, excuse you? Because you know what they say, right? Rich people can't dance. So if you can't dance, definitely you're gonna be rich. But I can dance. It's just that I have outgrow it. All of a sudden, it's not something I want to make time for. It's not something I want to create time for. It's not something that will take my time. Even if sorry, even if I am free or I have the whole time, I don't want to dance. I don't know. It's not that I don't like it anymore, something, just that I have outgrew it. I don't need it anymore. And also I have outgrew some people. I had many friends because I'm a very sociable person, and making friends is the easiest thing for me. But there are some people I have, lost. I don't know if I can use the word lost, but there are some people I have lost along the way. Not because I hated them or we had any issue or something, but because the more you grow up, the more you realize that, maybe these are not the people I'm supposed to be hanging around. These are not the people that are meant to be in my cycle and everything. I'm pretty sure they also think the same. The fact that I let go of them and they also let go, that means that maybe I was also someone not fitting in their cycle. It happens. I believe it's two ways. So you also outgrow places. Guys, I have outgrown Kigali. Anything that will take me out of Kigali, please count me in. Anything that will take me outside Kigali, count me in. So you might be starting your 20s, or you are in the middle of your 20s, and then some stuffs are happening like that. Then you feel, okay, maybe I'm getting weird and everything. No, my dear, you are becoming an adult, and that's how it starts. Trust me. Yeah. Number four on the list. Guys, I know. I don't know if there's some people out there that are like me, but saying no have always been the hardest thing for me. But guess what I'm learning these days? These days someone just come to me and be telling me things. As long as they don't align with me, they don't align with what I'm thinking, I'll be like, step back. So saying no gets easier. For real. When you are in your teens, let's say from 16, 17, 18, 19, and blah blah blah, you want to do everything, you want to say yes to everything, to everyone, and all of that. And sometimes we are also afraid to say no because we don't want to offend the people, because we don't want to make them feel bad and stuff. But trust me, the more you grow up, saying no gets easier, and you don't even feel bad about it. Because anything that doesn't align with you, that doesn't connect with you, saying no, it gets so easier, and it ends there. You don't even take more time to think about it, like, oh, what did I do to that person? Why did I not help them? Why did I not agree to do that? Because, girl, that's not what we want, right? That's not what we deserve. Like, you can't just be out there agreeing to everything. Like, you are not a people pleaser. You know, there's this thing they used to say that you cannot please everyone. You are not tequila. You are not coffee. So say no. As long as you don't want to do it, you don't want to go with them, you don't want to do something, just say no. And trust me, it gets easier. Like, at the first time you feel bad, because you're not used to it. But the more time goes on, you actually find yourself saying no to the things that you don't want to do, things that doesn't align with whatever you're thinking, or things that doesn't fall in your plans. So saying no gets easier. And please learn how to say no, because I know many people, myself included, who have landed themselves in weird situations just because they couldn't say the word no. So if you haven't even learned that, learn how to say no, for God's sake. Thank you. Number five on the list. Guys, I am learning this as we speak. Honestly, I am not an expert in this, but if I tell you this, I mean it. Okay? Try to romanticize your life, because life is serious enough, and life will never be completely easy. Life will always be hard, will always have problems, will always have issues, this and that. try to romanticize your life amidst all of that. It will help you. It will also change your perspective. It will change your point of view. It will also change the way you think about things. If something bad happens to you and then it shuts you down, you are locked out of everything, how are you going to survive, really? Because trust me, this life, when it knocks you down and you stay down, my dear, it will stumble on you. So you need to stand up and be like, life, you know what? Okay, that's 1-0. But next time, I'm going to come back at you. So learn to romanticize your life, no matter what you're going through. See the positive things in everything. Don't try to see the bad in everything. Okay, so all I'm saying is, when you start romanticizing your life, honestly, things will change because you realize that happiness is not only in big things. You can also see happiness in those small things, those things you tend to ignore. And then once you start realizing it, life gets easier. And also stop waiting for big moments to celebrate yourself. Like, you have done something, whether big or small, celebrate yourself, appreciate yourself, take yourself out, for God's sake. Sorrow dates, Okay, I haven't done that, but it's on my bucket list, for real. I need to take myself out because this year have tried me, and I'm so glad that I'm still sitting here in front of you saying all of this. So guys, please love your lives, okay? Don't wait for big things to happen for you to start living. Live in the moment. You did something small, you achieved something small, appreciate it, celebrate your life. And also, you know what they say, when life gives you lemon, you do what? You make lemonade. Don't just go down there and be looking down on yourself just because you haven't achieved anything. Doesn't even mean really that you haven't achieved anything. It's just that you don't want to see it because you're waiting on what? This big project, that big contract, that big job and stuff, and you tend to forget the small things that you have been doing to get to where you want to get. So try to celebrate that and celebrate yourself in the process as well. And honestly, life gets easier afterwards because you realize that ordinary days is actually what we all need in this life. We don't need stress, we don't need extra, we don't need, guys, especially if you are single, then romanticize with yourself, okay? Thank you. On the list, next on the list, I want you guys to focus on this one because I think it will come out kind of serious, but then take it easy. Life is easy. So 6 on the list, not everyone deserves access to you. As simple as that. I think that is even understandable without me going into details, trying to over-explain myself and all of that. But what I'm here to tell you is to tell you how I'm learning how to do this. And maybe it can help you too. So when someone tells you that not everyone deserves access to you, what you hear is, maybe I really need to talk to this person, maybe I really need to hang out with this person. But access can come in different forms, okay? It can be emotional access, it can be your time, it can be your energy, it can be your thoughts, it can be your self-space. So at one point in life, you have to sit down and realize that not everyone deserves access to that. I understand when we are young, we have what they say, what they call hot blood and everything. We want to be friends with everyone, we want to be everywhere. But the more you grow, for real, you realize that your safe space actually matters more than everything, and not everyone should have access to that. Because I'm gonna give you an example. Recently I talked to someone. The person told me that they are introverted. I am extroverted, so I don't know how someone can be introverted, because being introverted, that means most of the time you are alone. You like your free time or your you time, and then also you don't make friends that easily, or you don't have that many friends and everything. So they said something. They said that when they want to be friends with someone, they actually take their time to learn about that person, to analyze them, to see what they do, how they behave and everything, for them to decide if that person deserves access to their circle. And that really resonated with me because I feel like so far I'm in that space where I feel like everyone can be my friend, everyone can come into my life, and it hasn't really added any value to myself. Just, there are some people that you know, right? And you yourself very well know that even if you need the most easiest help in the world, they are not gonna come through for you. Then why does that person have access to you in the first place, right? So what that person said, it really resonated with me because I have always wanted to be friends with everyone, have always wanted to be everywhere. Like, it made me feel good, but then I realized that I was sacrificing or compromising a part of me for those people. And they did not even deserve it. Because not everyone in your life actually is your friend, or they think about you just the way you think about them. So what I'm learning right now is how to be selfish, how to be picky with whoever I allow into my life. Because people have changed, by the way. So someone also recently told me that I don't want to be friends with someone who is friends with everyone. And that really clicked, you know? That really clicked. Because if we are friends, just be my friend. I don't need someone who is friends with everyone. Because that's how even issues start. I consider you my best friend. I am talking to you. I trust you because you're my best friend. And then on the side, you have a ton of friends. And you also trust them. And you go and talk to them. Now you'll be sharing what you have talked about. And later on, I'll hear about it from somewhere. How does that make sense exactly? So that's what I'm trying to say right now. Not everyone deserves access to you. And access doesn't mean like just someone coming to you to talk and stuff. No, those things you consider yours. Like things you consider like people who have access to it, they actually are privileged. Because you never know, there's some people who actually wish to talk to you, who needs to be your friend and everything, but they don't have that privilege to be your friend. So choose wisely, choose the people you allow into your life, and choose the people you give access to yourself. I'm learning that, and I may say that I'm doing well at it because honestly, I don't even remember the last time I made a new friend. Not because I don't want to be friends with people or something, but because I feel like I'm at a stage in life where I feel like, nah, this person doesn't really deserve to be in my life, and I don't even want to be there. So it ends at that. And it's really doing me well. I have no stress. I'm not overthinking about certain stuff like everyone, their issues, and blah, blah, blah. And life is good, guys. Life is going very well. So please be selfish with your access. Yes. Should I go?
Yes.
Okay, the next thing I have learned so far, and still learning by the way, is that your circle gets small as you grow. I don't think this one even needs an age gap for it to happen or something. I think the more steps you take, the less the smaller your circle gets. You know, for example, when I started university, I had like 10 friends. No, there were 9, including me. They were a clique of 10 people. We were best friends. We're so close. We're so good people. We're so loving. Oh my god, we were everywhere together. By the way, and whenever you see someone, you would immediately know that everybody else now is at the back and they are also coming. Like we'll go everywhere together, we'll do everything together. It was so cool, we're so close. And along the way, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden now, I only have 3 best friends. Imagine, from 9 to 3, right? It doesn't add up, but it doesn't mean that I hate those people. It doesn't mean that I hate the remaining ones. It's just that the more you grow, the more you realize that, I don't know how I can say it, but I think, guys, friends comes with time span, or they come with situations related, or the level of life you are at in that moment. Because there are certain people, you're friends now because you are in the same class. But once class is over, you realize that you actually doesn't have anything in common. It's just that you were friends because you were doing assignments together, you were going out together, and all those things. But the best friends, those are the friends you actually remain with after all of that. All of a sudden, you have no classes, you have no assignments to do together and stuff, but somehow you are still connected. I think those are the people you are supposed to call your people. You are supposed to call your friends, the people that are supposed to be in your cycle. Because you might not realize it, but for example, check your contact list. You might have like 2,000 people in your contact list, but how many people do you actually talk to on a daily basis? For example, for me, I think now on a daily basis, I talk to only my mom. Just my mom. And I'm not forgetting about my three best friends. We are best friends, but it doesn't mean that we have to talk every day. We just connect one time, update each other and stuff, because people have lives beside everything. So what I'm trying to say is, the more you grow, the smaller your cycle gets, because at every point in life you realize that this is the kind of friends I want, these are the kind of people I want to hang out with, and these people doesn't serve a purpose anymore. Not because you hate them, not because you have any problem with them, but simply because you have realized that being with them is no longer adding any value to your life. And you may even find out that you are also not adding anything to their lives. So I don't see how you just have to keep dragging things. Like, acknowledge that you have grown and they have also grown. You have outgrown some things and they did as well. And then keep moving on. It's life. You never know, because you might need them later. But just because right now they are not in your circle, it doesn't mean that you are enemies, right? We all now have different purposes. All of a sudden, we all see life in different views. Some will have jobs. Some are married. Some don't have anything to do. So if someone wants to get married and you don't want to, I don't see how you can connect with that person, because you have different purposes in life. They can just be there, you know them, you talk to them and stuff, that's it. But they don't belong to your inner circle. So I feel like the more I have grown, the smaller my circle have become. Yeah. Talking is tiring. So next on the list, I feel like many people will relate to this one, because guys, once you are an adult, I'm using this one, once you are an adult, because I feel like the day you log 20, you are definitely an adult by default. So you realize how expensive everything is, especially these days. I swear to God, we are in our 20s at the wrong time. Because, what's this? Because all of a sudden you can't ask your mother for transportation, you can't ask your mother for clothes, you can't ask your mother for whatever, lotion. All of those stuff now you have to do it yourself, because now you are grown. Now we are grown, now we have to be independent, we have to do things on our own. And tell me why I started my 20s and it's 2026 and everything is expensive because of fuel. I have realized how expensive things are, because I remember when I got to Morocco, when I actually started taking care of myself and everything. Like, I started buying my own food, my own clothes, everything. I was basically thinking for myself and catering and taking care of myself. I remember I called my mom and I told her, Mama, you are really struggling. Because what do you mean someone goes to the market for grocery shopping? They buy everything in the house, they pay water bills, electricity bills, they take kids to school, they pay all of those expenses. Like, it then comes back to you. And you realize how, someone recently said that eating 3 times a day is actually a privilege and not everyone has it. And they said that we really thank our parents because they gave us 3 meals a day. And right now, oh my God, we are so sorry that we did not appreciate that. Now I see how expensive a 3 meals a day is. But guess what? We'll never stop eating, okay? We never stop eating, but it will also never stop things being expensive. Because tell me why, before I go somewhere, I have to think about it. I have to plan it, because there's no way I'm gonna take a bike, 1.5k going, 1.5k coming back. Immediately 3k is gone. Just like that. So if you call me Nancy, can we meet? I'll be like, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. I'm going to do the calculations. If the transportation will add up, the internet and all of those things. And then in 1 hour, I'll be like, you know what? Something came up. I have some things to do. My dear, I'm lying. The economy is hard. I don't have money to waste, okay? And even our minister recently told us to do necessary movements. Like, if you just want me to come at your place and chill, count me out, please. But if you are telling me, Nancy, please, I have this project, come, let's go and work on it. Definitely the money I'm going to spend, I'm going to get it back. So I'm coming, even if it's at 3 a.m., I'm coming. But anything like, fuck. I'm so sorry about the noise, but we have to talk about this, guys. everything is so fucking expensive these days. And I don't know why it chose to be expensive when it's our time to be adults. Like, come on, go easy on us. I remember the last time we used to buy something for way less cheap, and now it's like 4 to 5 times cheaper. And you wonder, I just become an adult. I don't have, let's say, a stable job. I don't have a stable income. What do you want me to do exactly? You want me to steal? But we can't, right? Because we're coming adults, we have to work harder. Because now I can't ask my mother for anything. Instead, she's depending on me. If she's going through a crisis, be like, send me some money. I'll find a way to send it because I don't want to break that trust. Trust me. And the moment you realize how expensive everything is, the moment you sit down and start saying, everything is expensive, just know that you have reached that level of adulthood, and adulthood is a scam. Guys, we need to wrap up because I feel like if I keep talking about this, we can even go on and go on and go on, and it's gonna take forever. Maybe I need to do a part 2, right? You'll tell me if you're interested. So, in a few words, I think 20s, they are all about, I made notes. They are basically about healing, working, learning, and figuring things out at the same time. I feel like people in their 20s, they don't have the same chances as other people, because people younger than 20, I think they are considered kids, right? They are kids. So they're still being catered for. And people older than 20, that is starting from 30 and above, they're considered adult pro max. That means they have gone through everything, and now they exactly need what they know what they need, and they know exactly what to do. But for us, we are in the middle of everything. We don't know what to do. We are like lost ships, you know. So we have to figure things out. We have to work. We have to learn. We have to make mistakes and learn from them. We need to heal from hard moments, childhood traumas, you know. But then life goes on, right? And I'm pretty sure we'll sail through this very well. So and when someone is in their 20s, I believe they need to know that life is not about having everything figured out. It's about growing through the confusions, the healing, losing people, and finding yourself again, as well as making mistakes. So if you are going through the same things that I went through, or you are still also learning about them as I'm learning about them as well, please let me know in the comments what's really connected with you. What do you think you're going through, or what do you think worked for you? Or maybe people above 20, they can also tell us how they navigated their 20s, right? They can give us some tips, please. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your moment. Please do subscribe, and don't forget to like, to share, and to comment. Thank you so much. Ciao.